Have you ever dreamed about someone you haven't seen in years? Maybe it was your ex, an old friend, a childhood classmate, or even someone you barely know. You wake up confused, wondering, why did I dream about them? Does it mean something? Most people immediately assume it's a sign. Maybe that person is thinking about them. Maybe fate is trying to bring them back together. But what if the real answer is far more fascinating? According to psychology, dreams rarely mean what we think they mean. In fact, the person you see in your dream might not even be the real focus of the dream at all. By the end of this video, you'll understand why certain people keep appearing in your dreams, how your subconscious chooses them, and what your mind might actually be trying to tell you. Let's begin. Every night, while you're asleep, your brain is anything but inactive. During REM sleep, the stage where most vivid dreams happen, your brain is busy organizing memories, processing emotions, and making connections between experiences. Think of it like a librarian working overnight. Throughout the day, your mind collects thousands of thoughts, conversations, emotions, and memories. While you sleep, your brain sorts through all of it, deciding what to keep, what to ignore, and what to connect together. Sometimes, during that process, a familiar face appears. Not because they're magically connected to you, but because your brain has a reason for choosing them. The first reason is unfinished emotions. Have you ever noticed that people from your past often appear in dreams, even if you haven't spoken to them in years? That's because emotions don't always disappear when relationships do. Maybe there was something left unsaid. Maybe you never got closure. Maybe they made you feel deeply loved or deeply hurt. Even if you've moved on consciously, your subconscious may still be processing those emotional memories. Your brain doesn't store memories like a photo album. It stores them together with emotions. So when a similar feeling appears in your current life, your subconscious may pull an old face into your dream because that person represents that emotion. And the dream isn't necessarily about them, it's about what they made you feel. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Sometimes the person in your dream isn't actually the message. They're a symbol. Imagine dreaming about your old school teacher. Does that automatically mean you miss your teacher? Probably not. Your brain may simply associate that person with pressure, discipline, learning, confidence, or fear of failure. The same thing happens with almost everyone you've ever met. An ex might symbolize comfort. A childhood friend might represent freedom. A strict parent might represent responsibility. Your subconscious speaks through symbols far more often than literal meanings. That's why taking dreams at face value can be misleading. Now, here's something that surprises many psychologists. You can dream about someone without consciously thinking about them at all. How is that possible? Because your subconscious notices far more than your conscious mind ever does. Maybe you passed someone on the street who looked similar. Maybe you heard a song that reminded your brain of them. Maybe you smelled a familiar perfume. You didn't consciously connect those details, but your brain did. Later that night, those tiny hidden memories become part of your dream. What feels completely random is often your brain quietly connecting invisible dots. Stress makes this happen even more. Have you ever gone through a difficult time and suddenly started dreaming about people you hadn't thought about in years? That's not unusual. When you're anxious, overwhelmed, or emotionally exhausted, your brain searches through older emotional experiences to understand what you're feeling now. It uses familiar faces as emotional references, not because those people suddenly matter again, but because they once represented emotions your brain recognizes. In other words, dreams are often your mind's way of solving emotional puzzles. There's another common misconception. Many people believe that if someone appears in your dream, it means they're thinking about you. It sounds romantic, but psychology doesn't support that idea. There's no scientific evidence that dreaming about someone means they're dreaming about you too, or sending you some invisible message. Dreams are created inside your own brain. They're shaped by your memories, emotions, experiences, fears, hopes, and subconscious associations. That doesn't make dreams meaningless. In fact, it makes them even more personal. Because instead of asking, why did I dream about that person? A better question is, what does that person represent in my life? Or maybe they remind you of safety. Maybe they remind you of regret. Maybe they represent confidence, loneliness, happiness, or a version of yourself you've forgotten. Once you stop focusing on the person and start focusing on the emotion, your dreams begin to make much more sense. So the next time someone unexpectedly appears in your dream, don't immediately assume it's fate. Don't assume the universe is trying to send you a secret message. Instead, ask yourself one simple question. What feeling did this person bring into my life? Because sometimes the person isn't the message, the emotion they represent is. And once you understand that, your dreams stop being confusing and start becoming a window into your own mind. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, who was the last person you dreamed about and how did that dream make you feel?